If you're in a regulated profession like finance or accounting, you may think that compliance and creativity are at odds. You've got to be careful what you say, right? But being careful does not mean you need to be boring. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make engaging, high-trust content that respects the rules and connects with real people. I'm Jeremy, 26 years in broadcast TV. Now I help financial professionals like you show up with confidence and clarity on video without crossing any lines. I hear this all the time. I'd love to do video, but I'm worried I'll say something I'm not allowed to, or I don't want to get in trouble with my compliance team. And the result is you default to super safe, often super dry content, and your potential clients, they just don't engage with your videos. And here's the mistake, thinking compliance means that you can only talk about tax codes or investment disclaimers in a monotone. But that's just not true. You can be safe and still be yourself. For example, the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, and other regulators, they're actually concerned with clarity, fairness, and truth, not whether your tone is engaging or whether your face looks friendly on camera. And I say that as someone who's worked in tightly regulated broadcast TV for over 2 decades. On many shows, particularly comedy shows, I've been in studios where we tweak scripts or monologues are cut on the fly so that they stay compliant with the channel's legal team. And yet these shows still manage to be sharp, human and powerful. In fact, traditional TV is actually far more tightly regulated than the online space. And still we manage to create programming that really connects with our audiences. So when professionals in regulated industries rein in their personality, it's really not about compliance, it's about fear. And the irony is the more tightly regulated your industry is, the more visible that gap becomes when you compare your content to everyone else's online. That gap can actually work in your favor if you show up clearly, confidently, and of course within the rules. Here's a better way to think about all of this. Separate what you say from how you say it, and maybe stop obsessing over what's not allowed and start with what's useful and true. Try reframing compliance like this. Instead of seeing it as a list of restrictions, ask yourself, what am I allowed to say and what problem am I still trying to solve for my audience? And start there. If you come at content from the client's problem, not necessarily from the technical policy, you're far less likely to fall foul of regulation and far more likely to land a message that resonates. You can still use relatable analogies, you can share high-level observations, you can talk about common fears, frustrations or misconceptions without giving specific or personalised advice. So for example, instead of the lifetime allowance has been removed in the 2023 Financial Act, try something like, if pensions have always felt like a tax trap, there's some good news. Recent rule changes might open the door to bigger contributions and smarter retirement planning. Now that is not legal advice, that's human, that's helpful. So how do you find good analogies and make sure that they land with your audience? Here's a quick 3-question checklist to audition any new piece of content. Number 1 is, have I heard a real client ask about this or worry about it? Secondly, can I explain it in 1 sentence to a non-expert friend? Thirdly, does it tie back to a meaningful benefit or outcome for my client, not just a fact dump? Now, if the answer is yes to all 3 of those, it's good content and you're good to go. So an example analogy might be trying to file your own taxes as a small business owner. It's a little bit like cutting your own hair. It is possible, but it is risky. And when it goes wrong, it costs a lot more to fix. That sort of thing, it's light, it's relatable, and it gets the point across. And here's the thing, even the driest of content can be made to fit your tone if you approach it with a little bit of confidence and creativity. Take Strictly Come Dancing. They're legally required to read out a bunch of terms and conditions when the voting lines open on their live show each week. That could be a complete dead spot in the show, but they've actually turned it into a feature. The guest presenters do it with cheek, with irreverence, and sometimes even breaking the 4th wall. And the beauty of it all is the legal copy still gets said, but it doesn't sound like a drony old disclaimer. It sounds like part of the show. So that's the bar. It's not just compliant, but it fits within the context of that show. And that's exactly the opportunity for you. Just because you have to include certain language or avoid giving direct advice doesn't mean that you can't create something that feels clear, human and useful. In fact, tone and clarity are absolutely key. A recent PwC report found that 59% of consumers will walk away from a brand, even one they like, after several bad experiences. And in terms of professional services, those bad experiences are often about feeling confused, talked down to, or unsure whether they can trust what they're being told. So when your video content is easy to follow, emotionally grounded and responsibly delivered, you actually improve trust. You see, compliance isn't a creativity killer, it's an invitation to do better storytelling. Now, if this helped you reframe the way that you think about regulated content, please do hit like and subscribe. That tells YouTube to show you more of this kind of stuff and helps me keep creating videos designed specifically for financial pros like you. Now, if you want to start using video to save time, to attract better fit clients, and frankly stop wasting energy on the wrong ones, then the next video is absolutely the one to watch. The one video that filters out time wasters. It builds directly on what we've talked about here, showing you how to take all of this clarity and confidence you now have and channel it into a single, simple video that really does work. Go and watch that now. It's the next step in making video a real asset for your business. Thanks for watching and take care.